name is Pretorius. I'm an Olympic weightlifter currently living in Romania, Bucharest. I compete for South Africa and I'm currently training for the 2020 Olympic Games. My best achievement so far is Commonwealth Champs Gold Medalist in 2016, African Championships Gold Medalist 2018, and I'm also a 6-time Karate World Champion and a Crossfit Games athlete. My recent best achievement is my bronze medal that I won at the Commonwealth Games last year in 2018. I had a very tough and unique upbringing as a kid. I had my grandmother who was very much like a second mother to me. She was always there. She was there with all my training sessions. She used to take me to my Olympic weightlifting when I was 12 years old when I started. She used to fetch me every day from school, parking under the same tree as I remembered. So she was a very big part of my life, and I would also say the rock in our family. And so when my granny passed away, it was really tough. And when she became sick, it was every single night we had to go to the ICU to sit with her. This was for more than a year. That was almost a part of our life. I would go to school, do my trainings. After my last training at night, we would go for visiting hours to go and see my grandmother. So when she passed away, it was a very hard blow to myself and my family. Another challenge that I faced as a youngster was my parents' divorce. As a youngster, it's obviously a dream to have both your parents with you all the time, supporting you. So when my family got divorced, not long after my granny's passing, it was very tough for me, and I knew I had to be strong. I knew I had to be strong for my little sister as well. She's 4 years younger than me, because that's what you do as family. You stand together and you try and protect each other. And with all of that happening, I still had to continue on training hard. At that time I was also studying to be a sports psychologist and sports psych counselor. So it was during my time of studies and training for Commonwealth Games as well. And as an athlete, you know, with all these tough things that happen, often these are the things that define you. I started off as a young 12-year-old, barely weighing 40 kilograms, where my coach, Bebop Kingon, used to coach me at the time. He was a very scary looking man. He was tough. He was the only athlete he had, so all his attention would be on me for the whole training session. And yeah, I would go to training sessions twice or 3 times a week for the Olympic lifting, for my karate at the time. And I didn't enjoy it that much when I started off, but I can definitely say that I am so grateful that I carried on, because if I didn't carry on with my sport at that time, I wouldn't have come as far as I did. And he wanted me to actually compete in an Olympic weightlifting competition. At that time, there was also a big stigma around females lifting weights, and that weight training will actually turn females into a male. So as a youngster, I had to fight the stigma, stick through it, follow other female role models in sport, and know that, I want to continue doing this sport. And look, 19 years later, I'm still training hard, I'm still feminine, and I still like things that normal girls like. So when I competed at 14 years old, I was still a youth lifter at the time. I had to compete in senior nationals in order to qualify for the national team, which then made me compete at the All African Games. In order to be where I'm at currently, I had to be national champion. I've broken over 15 national records. I'm a Commonwealth Champs gold medalist, champion of champion in South Africa. getting all these amazing opportunities to travel over the world, share my stories, be a mental skills coach to other athletes and helping them. Also, my Commonwealth Games Bronze Medalist, this gave me the opportunity to now train and qualify for the 2020 Olympics. At the young age of 8, I failed my first karate grading. So it wasn't all just uphill and getting to the World Championships. It was a lot of sacrifices I had to make. I had to sacrifice not playing with friends all the time. I had to wake up in the mornings before school and do training sessions. Sometimes I had to do training sessions in the rain outside when it was still dark. This was at around 5 o'clock in the morning, and as a 9-10-year-old, obviously that is still sleeping time. And at that stage, I just knew that, you know, this was tough and it wasn't really easy for me to do this. And I also, you know, I wanted to be young, do kid stuff, play with my friends. But my father reassured me that, you know, there's a bigger picture out there, and if you work hard when you're young, you will reap the rewards. And that is what happened. My faith in God has definitely been a really important thing in my life. I was very fortunate to grow up with a family that was Christian and believed in God, and every single time my father would remind me in trainings, in good times, even when things are tough, he would always tell me, remember where your talents come from. And not just that, every single time if I competed and did well, he would always tell me, remember to say thank you, because I know that even through the tough times when you reach out to God and He's with you and you know that He's the one that gives you strength, He's also the one that helps you through obstacles. And I can really testify and say that, you know, after 4 Commonwealth Games, I finally won a medal. So after 19 years of training, I was a medalist and I stood on the podium. And that was after 2 Commonwealth Games, my second and third one that really went really badly. It wasn't good competitions on the international stage. And, you know, I just knew that there was a bigger picture and I have to continue, and I have to continue having faith in God, because everything does happen for a reason. You know, no one reaches the top overnight. Everything is a process. Like they say, Rome wasn't built in a day. You have to know that you are going to have to start somewhere. You're going to start with something. You're not going to necessarily have the skill right at first. It's going to take time. It's going to take effort. Sometimes you will have tears. Sometimes it will, you know, make you feel mad at yourself and angry. But don't get frustrated. Just know that all the champions out there had to come from somewhere. You know, not everything is always going to be uphill. You're going to face a lot of challenges. You have to keep your eye on the target. You have to set goals. But you also have to know that you have to continue having faith. Even with all the tough things that happen in your life, know that everything does happen for a reason. Know that, you know, everything that you're doing is for the greater good. You know, God wouldn't have put all these things in your path if He didn't have a big plan for you. So sometimes facing the toughest obstacles will often come out with the biggest rewards. So just remember to have faith. Don't let the obstacles scare you. You know, those obstacles only make you stronger.